I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. In the wake of the death of Osama bin Laden, President Obama began his visit to New York City today with a stop at the Manhattan firehouse that absorbed the greatest losses from September 11th. The president shook hands with firefighters at Engine 54, Ladder 4, Battalion 9, a firehouse that lost 15 firefighters on 9/11. The president said the nation will never forget what happened that day and said bin Laden's death was the result of military courage and outstanding intelligence.
I wanted to just come up here to thank you. This is a symbolic sight of the extraordinary sacrifice that was made on that terrible day.
From there, Obama traveled to Ground Zero for a somber wreath-laying ceremony at the 9/11 Memorial, giving New York City and its residents their moment of justice. Also today, the president met privately with families of those killed in the attacks and with emergency workers who responded. President Obama has refused to release photos of bin Laden after the successful raid at his compound. During his Ground Zero visit, the president took a look at Freedom Tower that's under construction on the site of the fallen Twin Towers. In Sullivan County, an 81-year-old Fallsburg man has been indicted on a second-degree murder charge for the fatal shooting of his female companion back in January. 81-year-old Angel Ayala is currently in a psychiatric hospital after Judge Frank Labuda ruled that he was mentally incompetent to stand trial. 81-year-old Rose Noriega was shot to death inside the couple's home on Hasbrook Road in the town of Fallsburg, January 19th. Following her death, police say Ayala shot himself in the mouth. Authorities say it's unlikely he will stand trial. Ayala will remain under psychiatric care until he's found mentally competent to understand the charges against him. An autopsy was due to be performed today or tomorrow in the case of Corey Kotzel, a 31-year-old Kingston man whose body was discovered in a wooded area off Flatbush Avenue in Kingston last night. Kotzel had been reported missing earlier in the day by his girlfriend after he didn't show up for work. He was last seen at a gas station near where his body was found. Kingston police are saying they have no reason to suspect foul play. The pressure Sullivan County legislators are under to reduce spending could mean trouble at the county's community college. The county is considering a cut in the yearly aid it provides SUNY Sullivan, a decision that college president Dr. Mamie Howard Galladay says would be on top of devastating state aid cuts that jeopardize college programs and potentially personnel in the coming academic year. The county's position is being debated today during a meeting of the legislature's Government Services Committee. Reporter Leonard Sparks will have the latest in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. A group of state lawmakers is looking to ban the tan, at least for those under the age of 18. Several legislators, with a push from the American Cancer Society, are proposing new regulations for indoor tanning booths that would prevent their use by anyone under 18. A spokesman for the American Cancer Society says the ban would help combat the rising rate of skin cancer. Those in the tanning industry call the bill an unwarranted assault on their business. The proposal comes at the height of the indoor tanning season for teens, prom time. And you can call this the calm before the storm. Earlier today, staff at the Hacienda Mexican restaurant in the town of Goshen were busy preparing for a party to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, the date observed here in the United States as a way to celebrate Mexican heritage and pride. Cinco de Mayo is also a regional Mexican holiday that pays tribute to the victory of Mexican soldiers against French forces way back on May 5th, 1862. We asked the manager at the Hacienda why Cinco de Mayo has become such a big deal here in the States.
I have no idea. Maybe an excuse just to get out and forget about all the craziness that are going on in the world. It's the whole native, life in Mexico. And we try to welcome everybody like at home. We work with the police, to make sure that everybody's safe, that way they don't park on the road, because it's a busy road and we don't want anybody to get hurt. We want to make sure that everybody comes and have a good time, fiesta, and then go home safe.
Ricardo says his staff was bracing for about 1,000 Cinco de Mayo partiers through the course of the evening. Well, it's going to feel pretty chilly out there when you head out to work tomorrow morning. Friday begins with sunshine, and then clouds move in later in the day, bringing the threat of a passing shower with them. The highs will climb to the mid-60s. Saturday should be a partly sunny day and a little milder, with temperatures reaching the upper 60s. To stay on top of what's happening here and elsewhere, make frequent visits to Record Online and get all the stories in detail in tomorrow's edition of the Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.